were murdered and couldn't do anything about it. Well, hundreds of thousands of innocent children are being aborted every day. It is not only morally wrong and legal, but dangerous as well. With Planned Parenthood saying that 3 out of 10 women have an abortion by the time they're 45, and eMedical Health also says that there is 1.2 million abortions in the U.S. Now, with abortion becoming so common, I'm going to tell you why the law is wrong. Life does begin before birth, and the risks involved in abortion that you may not know about. Now, with abortion becoming increasingly common, the law gives you the right to abortion. It is justified by the Supreme Court that it is a woman's body and a woman's choice. Now, what if right now someone was choosing life or death for your child? What if there was your life and it wasn't anything you can do about it? Why do they get a choice to murder without prosecution? If a man was to kill a woman who was pregnant, he would not only be charged with the murder for the woman, but the unborn child as well. Now, how is it okay to say that there is life in one situation and there is not life in another? Yes, we all know abortion is legal. The Supreme Court created an absolute right to abortion and made sure that abortion can be justified at any time. The Family Research Council says that 61% of Americans believe that abortion should be legal after a heartbeat. 72% believe it should be illegal after 3 months. And 86% believe it should be illegal after 6 months. Now, with abortion being so, Americans being against abortion at one point or another in a pregnancy, why is it still legal? Why is there no regulation on abortion? With abortion, they're trying to say that there is no life until the baby is born. But is that really true? Is there life at conception? Is there life at birth? No one really knows when life begins. Some may argue that the baby in the womb is not a person. But they have a heartbeat. Now, does this still make it a woman's body? Yes, a woman has a choice to do what she wants with her body, but is that fetus inside of her choice to make that decision? So when does life really start? Well, there's when the sperm meets the egg, and that's called a zygote. This zygote has DNA that's different from the mother's, making it its own individual and not the mother's. So is it still the right of the mother to choose life or death, even though this zygote has their own DNA? The zygote then turns into an embryo, and an embryo has certain criteria that makes it justifiable for biological life. These things are metabolism, growth, reaction to stimuli, and reproduction. Family Research Council says that 22 days after conception, a child's heartbeat starts, and they begin to circulate blood, which is different from the mother's. Now, it is the mother's body, and she has a choice to do what she wants with her body. Now, is it okay to make decisions for the unborn child, even though they have different DNA, different blood circulation, and a different heartbeat? At 6 weeks old, they begin to form eyes, nose, and mouth, and a tongue. At 8 weeks old, they are now considered a fetus, and all organs are formed. At 10 weeks old, they start having bodily movements. People who are pro-choice always argue that an embryo, a fetus, is not a person. This is probably because of their own scientific opinion. But if there is a heartbeat at 22 days after conception, they are a person. A popular slogan that you guys may have heard of before is "my choice," or "my body, my choice." But is it really their body and their choice? This zygote has its own DNA. The fetus has its own working organs and body parts and body movements. It has its own heartbeat and blood circulation. So is it really the mother's choice to make a decision for someone else's life? With people being unaware that abortion is not only an intrusive, but it can be a painful situation. People may think that compared to pregnancy, it is just the painless option and then just go and get an abortion. But having a baby is painful, I know. But abortion isn't painless. It's so not true. Even though you may go through more pain, there are still side effects. The American Pregnancy Association says that abortions can have abdominal pain, cramping, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, spotting, bleeding, and even sometimes more serious complications like persistent bleeding, infection, damage to the cervix, scarring or perforation to the uterus, or even in some cases, death. The National Right to Life says because the procedure is so intrusive to you, you're putting your physical and your mental health at risk. Now, considering these are the mother's choices to make, but is she always aware of these side effects and physical and mental health associations that go with it? They say that the National Right to Life says that there can be future fertility complications, maternal mortality rates go up after an abortion during childbirth, long-term risks that people are really not aware of, like breast cancer, cervical cancer, and ovarian cancer. 10% of incidents of psychological problems in women who have had abortions, and these include anxiety, depression, alcohol use, and drug use. Now, if there's so many side effects with real damage to your mental and physical health, why is it okay to do so? Illegal drugs could have the same argument that they can cause cancer at some point. They can cause anxiety. They can cause depression. Now, why is it okay for abortion to be illegal and not drugs? So, with going forward, I just want to tell you that a child's life is sacred and vulnerable. You deserve a chance at life. Even though it is okay by law to get an abortion, it is not morally okay to murder. Because life doesn't happen when a baby is born. Life begins way before, as soon as a heartbeat starts. If abortion was illegal, then there could be a decrease in short-term and long-term side effects that people just need to be aware of. Now, I just want to ask everyone, are you pro-choice or are you pro-life? Thank you.